Happy Sunday, ladies and gents. It was a big week, a big weekend. The Olympics are finally coming to a close. Tom Cruise, what are you doing? Jumping off of stadiums, you sick man. We need you for more movies. Be careful. But thank you guys for tuning in. A lot happened. D23, and it is the final countdown to Terrificon, who I will be traveling to with my guest. But yes, we'll get into all that fun stuff in just a bit. I mentioned D23. I want to show you guys something. I know you've seen these types of covers before, but yes, at the Marvel panel at D23, they were giving these away. It was the What If Donald Duck Became Wolverine D23 variant. Now you have two covers here. The sets are already selling, guys. They're already making some damage over on the secondary market. On Phoebe, yeah, look at these sales, dudes. It's going from 617, then you see 548. It goes as low as 274. So it's clearly inconsistent. Be patient, guys. I don't know what the floor is going to be for these, but I will say, obviously, the Spider-Man one is still my favorite. I believe it was what? Marvel Comics 1000 or something, whatever. But yeah, I like that one a lot more. But still neat. Pretty neat. Curious to see where it's going to end off. But anyways, let's get into the show. There's a lot to go through. We're going to go through FOC picks of the week, the market report, the hot topics. But before we get to it, guys, tonight, you've heard me give him so many nice intros already in the past, right? Every time he's on the show, he's the reason why I've done YouTube. And guys, now, for the first time ever, he's going to be my travel buddy and most likely the reason we probably don't make it past the border. But guys, Hyper Combo Comics.
What is up, BC? Yeah, you're not wrong, dude. I'm actually dreading when we cross the states for the first, after I took that passport photo. I don't know what's in store for us.
Yeah, look, I did debate. I did debate on showing the people that photo, but then I knew you were gonna kick me in the nuts the second you saw me, so I said let's not go that route. But yeah, man, dude, I'm pumped. We're going to Terrificon. In fact, I'm gonna let you guys in on something. Okay, this is gonna be the first con that I go to out of country. So we're going to the United States. The first time I do that, and to be honest, it's actually the first con I go to out of Quebec, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So I'm pumped, guys. Everybody's gonna be there. Right? You know, all the YouTube people. Justin's gonna be there. Oh, I'm bunking with Nemesis Prime, Newbie, Rocksteady's gonna be there. Comic Aussie. The Canadians are coming down. You got Wesley, who's gonna be there as well. Obviously yourself. Paperweight's making his way. Tons of people. I know the Defects are gonna be there. Milton the Manimal. It's gonna be a blast. Guests. We'll get through all of that at the end of the show. But yeah, man, I'm pumped.
Yeah, man. You and me both. It's going to be my first con outside of the country, and actually first trip to the US since COVID, to be honest. So, yeah, looking forward to it. And I'll keep you guys posted if we cross the border on Friday or not.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna leave you there, bro. If we get stopped because of you, I'm leaving you there. I'm gonna just be like, look, I'll be honest with you, okay? He hopped in my car and he had a gun to me, saying, if I don't, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't think jokes is the best time to the border is not the best time to be cracking jokes.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I'm pumped. You're gonna be bunking with Paperweight, dude. You know, a brother we've connected with. It's been a little over a year now, if not maybe more. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we all got so close. So finally, all coming together. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. There's a lot of hype behind it, a lot of great guests. But yeah, we'll get into the Terrificon stuff at the end of the show. But for tonight, let's kick it off. We want to say hi to the chat because the chat's here. They're saying hi to all of us. We got Spidey Hunter in the house saying, Canada boys, you got the top 10 list finder in backbins tonight. That's right. Hyper. You know what? I'd put you in the top 50. No, I'm kidding.
You can just let me get that one.
I'll give it to you because yeah, you do find absolute gems in the back bins. I'm curious to see what you're gonna leave Terrificon with. But we got Derek in the house. Derek, how's it going, brother? Appreciate you. Hype, we got our brother Phil in the house. That's right, man. Here's to being wrapped up in weekly comics. We're gonna get through all the fun stuff in just a bit. So I appreciate you, Phil. Got love for comics in the house, saying if there was ever a YouTube TV guide, Black Crown would be on the front cover. That would be thrown in bins.
Is he saying you're like a teen sensation or something?
I guess so. It would be amazing for, I guess, fireplaces. But yeah, no, I don't see that. But thank you. I appreciate it. TKO is in the house, man. What's going on, TKO? Guys, as I'm going through the chat, if you're going to be at Terrificon, let us know, man, because I definitely want to be able to hang out with all of you. See, whoever's going to be there. If you see me and if I walk by you, I apologize. I am going there, to hang out and I might miss some people. So just throw a shoe at me and be like, hey, asshole. You know what I mean? Like,
You could borrow my shoe if you want, if you have no shoe to throw at BC.
yeah. It's gonna feel like a pebble. But anyways, we got Paul in the 619 in the house. What's up, Paul, brother? Appreciate you. It's going live Tuesday. So keep an eye out for Paul. Like, subscribe to his channel. Show some love back to Paul. Appreciate you, Paul. Constantino's in the house. What's going on, Constantino? Yo, I hope you can make it to Terrificon. It would be awesome, man. I know you're out west in Canada, but it's not an excuse because if Rocksteady could do it, you could do it. So make your way there.
True.
We got Chia Pet late. Yes. Well, to be honest with you, yeah. Sort of.
It was BC, by the way, Chip, but it wasn't me. I saw that comment that you said blame Hyper. I actually came in on time.
No, he didn't. But anyways, we got Katie in the house. Yo, Katie was just live. Katie's doing amazing content covering a lot of up and coming, releases of books that are going to be coming out. And I'm not talking about the big, the big two, Marvel, DC. No, she's interviewing a lot of artists, writers, content creators. You need to be checking out her channel if you're into, those types of things, Kickstarters and so forth. I know I am, and I genuinely enjoy her show. So definitely go subscribe to Katie, K-pop junkie right there. So show some love back to her. We got Steph's Comics in the house. Steph, what's going on, bro? Yo, Hyper, guys, those of you watching the replay, those of you watching live, we got hit with a shit ton of rain. Like, it was a lot of rain, dude.
Yep.
And like, I was getting water coming again, and I was like
in your
paranoid.
basement?
Yeah, dude, I had to like intervene quickly because it was coming through the electric.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was scary. But yeah, dude, floods everywhere, man. So Steph, I was supposed to meet up with Steph on Friday, but dealing with that since Friday, it's been
not the best time.
Shit show. Yeah, you
And
were
I met
okay,
Steph.
right?
I actually met Steph for the first time last weekend, and I didn't even know it was Steph Comics because I never saw the guy until he introduced himself. So, pleasure meeting you, Steph, last weekend at the LCS.
There you go. You should have came with us, man. You should have came with us to go watch Deadpool, bro. You slacking.
Yeah.
You're slacking. Spidey guy Murph's in the house. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you being here, Murph. And then you got Nemesis saying hashtag worst guest. He's not the worst.
No, dude, BC's the host of the show. I think you got it wrong. This is BC's show.
Yeah, no, I could put some others there. Nemesis, you're in the top two. I'm just gonna let you know. I'm kidding, sort of. But anyways, who else we got here? Okay, we said hi to Katie. There we go, bro. Our brother Michael Baker, who brings the Baker Shakers every week. So appreciate you, Michael Baker, for being here. You got Ozzy, who's gonna be there at Terrificon as well, which I can't wait to hang out with. Definitely gonna have a shot of grappa. We gotta have a shot, at least one. Hyper, you gonna drink with us? You gonna drink with us?
Sure. I'll indulge.
Have you ever had grappa?
No. The name actually sounds terrifying. Anything that sounds foreign like that sounds a bit eerie.
You'll enjoy it. I promise. But we got Linman in the house. What's going on, Linman, brother? Appreciate you. Yeah, buddy. Who else we got here? We got Brian LCS. Guys, the nominations for the Comic Book Community Awards has now closed. So we're about to find out relatively soon who made it to be nominated once and for all, the finalists of each category. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm sure we're going to see Hyper Combo Comics and probably the best mustache or whatever categories. So I look forward to that. Wish you the best, brother. Wish you the best. Uncanny Swag is in the house. What's up, brother? Yo, Spine Ticks was live last night. I caught a good 30 minutes of it, but I was actually on date night last night. I went out with the wife, and you'll never guess what she chose to do.
I thought you said you were on Dateline. I'm like, damn, did BC catch a case?
No, that's after we crossed the border. But no, I went out on a date with my wife, and she wanted to go watch Deadpool and Wolverine. So I went for the second time, dude.
And thoughts?
She loved it. She absolutely loved it. And like, I'm gonna be honest, it was even better the second time around. If that makes sense.
I still want to see it. I haven't. I watched it the first time, but I do want to get a duel on that.
Yeah, reenact the intro of Super Troopers. That would be absolutely amazing. I feel like we missed somebody along the way, but I know that Cliff is here. Do not fuck around with the border. Yeah, no, we won't. Cliff, I know we gotta meet. Don't worry, we're gonna meet. We'll make our way there. If anything happens, I will sacrifice Hyper and make sure I make my way there. So,
I don't think
we
that's
got.
how border control works.
We'll make a deal. We'll make a deal. Steve's in the house, bro. Steve, hip hop, bro. Team Nerd Herd doing their stuff. Team Nerd Herd, bro. Did you see Steve over at San Diego Comic Con doing his thing? Lucky guy, bro.
You mean those exclusives that he's been grabbing?
No, not just that. Like, he went to San Diego Comic Con. I just finished saying I've never been out of province, out of state, so that's bucket list stuff for me. So, Steve, I again lived vicariously through you, so appreciate you.
That's on the bucket list for sure.
Yep. We got Canadian Survivalist in the house. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you swinging by to hang out with myself and my co-pilot this week, technically, right? My co-pilot. He's not driving, not even for a minute. I throw shoes at BT regularly. He does. When I go pick up books, he does. Uni X is in the house. What's going on, Uni, brother? Appreciate you for swinging by, man. Uni, we got a book on the list for you this week, bro. One book for Uni on the list. Wish you could go to Terrificon, but won't be able. There you go. Next time. All right. I think we got everybody. Lots of comments flowing through. If I missed anybody, I deeply apologize, but we're going to get into the show. Oh, no, of course. We got to say hi to Lefteros, the man, the myth, the legend. Of course, we're going to go through his FOC picks of the week.
And of course, the belle of the ball.
Yeah, we have Rocksteady Collectibles. There he is in the house. We're finally going to chill this Friday. Can you tell I'm excited?
It's palpable. It's palpable.
Yeah.
You can
I'm
feel
talking
it.
about how excited I am to hang out with everybody except Hyper.
Dude, like I told BC backstage, by this road trip, either we're gonna go fond of each other or we're gonna kill each other. One of two things is gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, man, let's get into it. Like, yeah, there you go. Spidey Hunter said it. Yeah, man, let's get to it. So we're gonna get to it. FOC picks of the week. We're gonna kick it off with that. So Hyper, like I do every week. You ready, sir?
If it's FOC, no, but let's just do it anyways.
That's right. All right, boys and girls, FOC picks of the week. Now, of course, this week being for August 12th. If you're in the United States, guys, just want to let you know you can go visit comicnation.us to get yourself some pre-orders in on FOC. The books are already discounted to 15% off. You can get yourself an additional 5 by using discount code Black Crown. And Canada, well, guess what? We got Comic Legion in the house, so 20% off already on Covrprice, and you can get yourself an additional 5 if it's your first time ordering comics from comiclegion.ca by using discount code ENLIST. Now, guys, again, I have to put up the disclaimer. Nobody's telling you to buy these books. Make of it what you will. The information that we're giving you, we're just giving you the info. And then if you feel like you want to order any books, you got 2 options right there, but feel free to do as you please. Okay? Good. Hype. Let's talk the first book. Absolute Power, number 3. You got cover A right here. Cameo appearance of multiversal characters. I already know what you're going to say regarding Dan Mora's cover right here. It feels relatively familiar, does it not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Hulk 340 homage. Yeah, it's a nice homage without blatantly copying it per se. I do like the cover in that regard. Look, I know this is one of those another pivotal what do you call it, mini series from DC that's supposed to change the status quo.
Yep.
Truth be told, I'm not following this, as I'm not following a lot of New Comic Book Day, but you know, if you are, kudos.
Yeah, I think the cover alone though is pretty awesome, and yeah, who said it? It was Michael Baker saying, "Man, even DC doing a Hulk 340 homage cover."
Not the first time though that they did it. I know that
exactly.
There was a Batman cover, not this one, that they did the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is what you said, right? We're all leading up to All In right now, so I'm excited. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm a bit concerned about certain things, but regardless, I'm still gonna pick it up, man. So yeah, Absolute Power, number 3, cover A. Again, awesome Hulk 340, I guess we could say homage cover. But anyways, let's move forward because we have Fantastic Four issue 25. This is the Common Coley variant, and it is also a spoiler variant. And we all know how spoiler variants tend to do every now and then. on the secondary market. But I would say, what was the last big one to pop off? Wolverine.
Yeah, the that Wolverine cover that featured Dakin. Yeah, that one did pretty well. I think that's the last spoiler cover that and didn't wasn't there a Transformers like 1 in 100 spoiler that also did pretty well?
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't want to get into the ratio waters yet, right? I'm just talking about a spoiler available at cover
Open
price.
order, yeah. I think
Yeah,
the Wolverine one probably would have been the last one that, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, man. So I'm curious to see what this spoiler's about. I absolutely have no idea. So I guess we're gonna have to wait to see come closer to New Comic Book Day. But that spoiler warning, I'm not taking a gamble at cover price. I'm definitely gonna pick it up. But all right, something I'm not entirely up to date with, but it's Star Wars issue 50. You got the Segovia variant, first cover appearance of Aslan Rel. And to be honest with you, this I don't know too much about, but Hyper, let me know if you have anything.
I mean, this I don't know too much about is my main theme for FOC. Yeah, listen, I'm kind of with you on the same boat. Cool cover, and look, Star Wars first appearances, it's hit or miss. Sometimes we've seen certain first appearances.
Yeah,
People seem to jump on the train, and there's like that momentary spike. Some it's just a blip. So, yeah, I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, and I'm curious, it is an issue 50, so I'm assuming this would be one of those oversized issues. I'm assuming probably like a 5.99 or a 6.99
yeah.
issue.
I do want to just shed some light on what Lefteros put out on the article related to this, because guys, it is available over on Cover Price right now. But look, Aslan Rel is one complex character with one heck of an arc. He first appeared in the Dark Horse published Star Wars High Republic Adventures Quest of the Jedi #1 one shot. He looked very different from the eyeless man we see on this cover. Also, as we know, this book takes place at a different point in the Star Wars timeline. Looks like this is Charles Soule creating more connective tissue between eras. This is the last issue of this volume of Star Wars. Oh, okay, so it's the last issue, and by the looks of it, it should be an interesting issue. So if you're into Star Wars, then yeah, coming to
Oh,
an end.
wait, I do remember this is a 7.99 cover price. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, because it is the final issue of the series. Yeah. So
there
yeah.
you go.
There you go.
But all right, let's keep it rolling because we've got Ultimate Black Panther 8. This right here being the main cover, an introduction of an Earth 6160 character, likely Doctor Strange, which is pretty interesting. Now I like how you have the whole Moon Knight stuff going on over here. To be honest with you, I dipped out of Ultimate Black Panther, I would say, at around issue 4, so I'm relatively behind, at least halfway. But yeah, man, I cover alone, I think is nice.
I'm curious. Did you dip out because like you weren't feeling the series, or you just
Yeah,
there's too much stuff to?
no, it just really came down to that. I wasn't too into it. I felt like I think it was issue 3 was feeling like, okay, this is pretty cool, and then after issue 4, it was like back to the same shit, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna put it on the back burner for now, and if I hear anything else, I'll definitely come back to it. But that's just me. I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone else here feels the same.
I mean, I'm just taking your word for it on this case. I mean, I did pick up issue 1 of Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate Black Panther just because I just wanted to have them. I did read the first issue. I haven't read subsequent issues. I was just gonna wait until they kind of accumulated. But yeah, listen, I'll take your word on that. I mean, if you feel it's kind of slowing down, then I'll probably just trade weight it or something.
Hey, listen, you got Chia Pet saying opposite, saying Ultimate Black Panther is so good, so maybe I'm missing out and I should be getting back on that. But regardless of the fact, Lefteros letting us know that there's an introduction of an Earth 61660 character, likely Doctor Strange. So yeah, piquing my interest just a little bit, just a little bit.
Mhm.
But Venomverse Reborn, issue number 3. Here we have the main cover. First appearance of a Wakandan Venom and a Nighthawk Venom mashup, which is pretty neat. Dude, Venomverse Reborn. Anybody into symbiote stuff, I think you might want to be picking this up. I already know what you were gonna say. I just saw your face, and you were gonna start leaning towards the how many Venomverse things are we gonna get?
Well, okay, look, I'm a symbiote fan. Like, I do like Venom is one of my favorite characters, but it is to like put it this way: if you like it for the read, that's one thing. But if you're picking up these books because you're hoping that this next first symbiote's gonna pop off, tread lightly just because it's getting a bit diluted at this point in terms of. I mean, look, Wakandan Venom, like Night, like, it's almost like we're kind of really, really going off the beaten path in terms of what kind of symbiotes we're trying to create at this point. But if you're just there for the story, that's fantastic. But if you're there thinking that these symbiotes are going to be like the next, I don't know, aside from Venom, like the next Riot or the next, one of those other symbiotes that kind of had a bit more staying power, just be careful. That's all I'm
Yep.
saying.
No, I feel you. I feel you. But all right, let's keep it rolling because we have Trinity Special World's Finest #1. This is an absolute beautiful cover, and it is simply a cover grab, in my opinion. Lethero's clearly agreeing. You got Trinity cover depiction by Sweeney Boo, and it's a pretty neat one.
Yeah, I generally like Sweeney Boo's cover art. She always has like that almost like anime, like manga-ish kind of feel to it. This
Yeah,
is no exception. So yeah, from a cover perspective, this definitely sets itself apart in terms of other covers that you normally would see on e-comic book day. So it's a cool
agreed.
cover. I like it, and I do like the whole Wonder Woman necktie that she has. That's like a subtle touch.
Dude, for me, that's just like cherry on the cake with the
Yeah.
cover. But yeah, before we move forward to the next book, gotta say hi to Chef, man. I haven't seen Chef in a little while, so appreciate you swinging by, brother. And I hope all is going well, man. I want to see some more of you, posting stuff in the kitchen, bro. You remember when Chef was posting all of his foods? Shit would
Yeah, I
make
haven't
my
actually
bro.
seen a lot of chefs post lately.
Yeah, we
It's
need
like
more
went
Chef,
MIA.
more Chef. But all right, we'll keep it rolling because okay.
Speaking of symbiotes,
Yeah, Jeb, infamous Jeb. Somebody needs to check on him this week. His wallet must be taking a huge hit because we got Venom 37 right here. We have a literal mashup of Godzilla in a symbiote, and it is just so awesome. I love it. I love this.
not gonna lie, in terms of look, if you're gonna be creative on symbiotes, this is probably one that intrigues me. Like a venomized Godzilla, that Godzilla is already badass as it is, but having him venomized, that sounds even more terrifying.
Yeah, dude. Like Godzilla's already like OP as hell, and then you gotta add a symbiote to him. It's gonna
Yeah, like what other power sets does he now have on top of what he already does?
He can
That's
probably go Super Saiyan.
yeah.
I'm just gonna put that out there. Newbie's in the house. Newbie, what's going on, bro? Yes, I just saw your message. At this time next week, you'll be getting home from Terrificon. Hopefully, you make it home without getting stopped at the border due to your passenger or person you're traveling with. Um, but yeah, no, I'm not pointing any fingers at all. But yeah, man. So happy, can't wait to hang out with you, noob man. It's been overdue. But let's keep it going because we have Venom War Wolverine #1. Okay, Kasara variant. Again, this is a cover grab in my opinion. It kind of gives me a little bit of the Scotty Young Deadpool vibes to it.
From the perspective, yeah, because it's almost like the same side profile with the tongue sticking out and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it very much looks like the Scotty Young what if Venom possessed Deadpool cover.
yeah,
Not like when you mentioned it, I didn't like before you mentioned it, I didn't realize it until now. So yeah, I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just by coincidence, but it's definitely a dope cover regardless.
yeah. No, for sure. I'll put it up there as probably my top three, top five. I'll say top five favorite covers available on FOC this week. So I
Oh, I
think
thought you were gonna say of all time. I'm like, damn, that's high
no,
praise.
geez, relax, dude. All time, like I didn't just start collecting, but yeah, okay. Um,
You
top
started
five
yesterday.
this week on FOC, sir. There you go. Definitely a cover grab. Uni talking about the last one with Godzilla. I feel like they could have done it better. I will say I do feel like it could have been done better. Just going back to look at it very quickly. Yeah, Cafu did good, but sorry, it wasn't Cafu. It was Wachter. But yeah, could have been slightly better. I do agree. 100 What If homage. It does feel like that, right? So I'm not the only one. And
Mhm.
Chip had saying he absolutely kills these. He's saying, but this is an all-time symbiote cover. Oh, okay, it's up there. I don't know,
High praise.
not top five. I wouldn't put it in the top five for symbiotes, but we'll have that debate another time, guys. If you missed your chance at ordering the Power Fantasy, this book dried up so fast from shops, eBay. Dude, it was starting to go for a little bit of a pretty penny as well. But you have the second printings available for Power Fantasy. Now, here on the left hand side, you have the cover A, that is available, and then on the the right hand side, you have the cover B. I haven't gotten to reading it yet, but it seems a lot of people are enjoying it. I know that, again, there's always rumors tied to whenever. Do you ever notice when an indie book drops immediately? It's like, oh, option, right?
It's almost like you're getting so many option news. It's almost like, what is an option at this point? But okay, I'll be completely honest with you. I wasn't even aware of this power fantasy until you put it on the slide, and I wasn't even aware that it got this much hype until you actually mentioned it right now. So I didn't know this book had this much heat behind it.
Yeah, dude, it's got quite a bit of heat, man. The first print is doing some serious damage. Like I said, it's
And you said it's indie, but do you know who the publisher is?
so the publisher, hold on, because I have it. I just minus the screen to look at something else. It's Image.
It's Image, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Image has been putting out some solid bangers. I know that they're doing the Ghost Machine series and all that. So
Yeah.
they're getting some buzz behind them again.
Yeah. So Leftero's saying this has nothing to do with optioning, which makes it even better, right? So I guess it's just the potential, I guess, behind there. I'm seeing
Okay.
people all over the place when it comes to social media posting about this book, but yeah, man. I haven't gotten around to reading it. I really got to get on board. I do have one locked down, so once I get it, I will definitely give it a read, or probably read it online very soon. Marvel's in the house saying, "Nice shirt, Hyper." My friend, 6-year-old, has the same one. Love it. Keep the roast coming. Nemesis saying that the Comic-Con podcast talked about this book 2 months ago, so people should check it out.
I do listen to the Comic-Con podcast.
Yeah.
That's not to say that I don't.
Yeah.
It's just that probably
he has it playing, but he's not paying attention, I guess.
that is also not true. But
yeah,
I'm
gonna put this as my favorite cover this week, man. Maybe slightly biased because Poison Ivy looking mighty fine. There's she's being served some awesome food, and I imagine we're gonna make many stops at Popeyes on my way there to Terrificon. But Poison Ivy, issue 25, the 1 in 50 incentive. Jessica Fong, I think, did a phenomenal job on this cover. It looks awesome.
Yeah, and a 1 in 50 of these, how many shops are going to be ordering 50 copies of this book? Who's to say? I don't think it's going to be that readily available. So
yeah.
And it's also by an artist that I don't really know much about this artist. So I don't know her previous work. So that's usually also a good sign that this might be one that has some heat on it, at least for the first few weeks. Yeah. So definitely, if you want this cover, I would look around to see if there's any shops or online retailers carrying this, because I feel like this is one of those books that might dry up.
Yeah, for sure. I don't imagine many shops ordering 50 copies of Poison Ivy 25, but
yeah,
exactly. Uni, sorry, I missed your comments asking, is this Wolverine's regular cover? And I believe you were talking about the symbiote one. No, there's another one before that as a cover A, but you have the other one that I had just shown you, which was the Kasara, which is basically the cover B. So yeah, just wanted to clarify that. But all right, let's keep it rolling because we have Spider-Man, Black Suit, and Blood, issue number 2, the 1 in 100 incentive. This, if you guys think the 1 in 50 is going to be, a little harder to find, I don't think many shops are going to go for 100 copies of that one. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and look, that whole perspective drawing with the, I don't think this is really called negative space, but the whole contrast between the black with the red background. Yeah, this looks like a badass cover, and again, it's by an artist that I'm not too familiar with. Usually when I find that there's a trend, usually when it's like unknown art, not unknown, but artists that don't have a very prolific following, and they release like a heater like this, like in their initial drop, they tend to get scooped up, and they tend to usually have some heat on them the first few weeks. This one, yeah, definitely, and it's also an issue 2, and it's not issue 1, so probably orders would have dropped from issue 1 to 2. So, like you said, shops ordering 100 of these might be few and far between. If you can find one at or below ratio, this might be one to scoop up. Like, obviously, if you're a fan of the cover, I mean.
Yeah. Chip had saying this will be a ghost. I don't know if he was referring to the poison ivy or this one, but yeah. Another thing is I what I like about this is with the red background. It reminds me, of course, with the black suit and the way it's just presented. It reminds me a lot of Spectacular Spider-Man 101. You know which cover I'm talking about, where it's all.
Oh yeah, the that was a who the hell was that? Was that Sienkiewicz that did that cover? I can't remember. Yeah, yeah, but I can't remember who the artist was. But that coverage, and yeah, Left Arrows did point out it's the same artist that did the 1 in 40 Usagi's, who's also the guy that did the Pokemon, who
Yeah,
was a Pokemon artist. So okay, yeah, so he does have definitely a following behind him if you are in to the Pokemon card scene. But yeah, and those Usagi covers did pretty well, and those were just 1 in 40. So I
yeah.
don't know about yeah this one. Keep an eye out for.
Yeah. Yo, Tim's in the house. Tim, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you swinging by, man. I wish you could make your way down to Terrificon as well. But yeah, man, and I gotta agree with Rocksteady. Some beauties in the chat tonight. So, guys, appreciate all the chat being here. Hit the like, subscribe button, show some love, and comment down below if you're catching the replay. But let's keep it rolling because we got Trinity Special, World's Finest #1, the 1 in 25 incentive. Zulo doing a great cover as well here. I like this one. Zulu covers, I think, are awesome just in general, dude.
I dig it, but I'm gonna be completely honest, and I mentioned this before. I'm not a big fan when there's a lot of dead space or white space on a cover, especially when it's a ratio.
Yeah,
Like you know, contrary to the previous cover where it's all filled out, I just would have preferred a bit more on this cover. The characters look cool, but yeah, just a bit more behind it may have been what I would have added to this cover.
yeah. I like what Derek's saying, how it looks like Animorphs. Right?
True.
It does give that vibe, so it's really, really cool that you pointed that out. Rocksteady saying Zulu will also have their day, but yeah. So neat cover for a 1 in 25 incentive. I like it. Now, Uncanny X-Men #1. This is the 1 in 25 incentive. Unfortunately, second printing of the first team cameo appearance of the Outliers. The 1 in 25 is awesome. I think it's a beautiful book, but those regular second prints, I say it every week, they're going to be completely disregarded.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm done basically harping about how it's kind of whack that Marvel does this whole ratio on second printings because at this point it's a norm right now. So they saw that they're doing good business when people are incentivized to order, multiple copies to get these ratios. Dope cover. But yeah, but you're right. Like those second prints are just going to be ordered up just to get this cover.
Yeah,
because I'm sure that issue 1 already is a heavily ordered because it isn't Uncanny X-Men #1, and X-Men is always going to be a heavily ordered series to begin with.
exactly. Paul's in the house. Paul in the 619, brother. Appreciate you being here. I feel like we gave you a warm welcome earlier before, but I'm going to give you a second one again just because I absolutely appreciate you being here. But Leftero saying this has nuclear unreleased potential. So there you have it, directly from his mouth. I was telling Leftero's over the weekend, we were having a conversation about the Outliers, and I was like, I don't know how I feel yet, right? Because like it's a cameo. I guess we're gonna have to see, right? So I'm looking forward to reading more about that, and here we will because Uncanny X-Men #2 is coming out, and we have the main cover, first full appearance of Death Dream, Jitter, Calico, and Ransom, the Outliers. So you have that, but Hyper, before we get into it, I also want to put out that from what I'm understanding, on the same day that this 1 in 25 of Uncanny X-Men #1 releases, we're also going to have the release of the 1 in 25 incentive
Ooh.
for Uncanny X-Men 2, which is a giant size X-Men #1 homage cover featuring the Outliers. And I think Mercado killed it. In my honest opinion, I think this one I would favor over the other one.
Yeah, if I was to choose between the two, I'd probably more side more with this one, and I do like the addition of the one of the 4 horsemen in there as well. So
yeah, Tim saying I want to see a villain cover where they are super villain posed over a superhero. Yeah, well, I get what you mean by that. But yeah, man. So I think between the two, I would favor this one.
yeah,
Although I would imagine The other one, like, Leftero said, has potential for sure. But if I had the option, I'm going this way. But guys, before we wrap it up, I want to show you the Venomverse Reborn #4, the 1 in 100 incentive. I love this cover. This is so sick. Venomverse Nighthawk cover depiction by Derek Chu. It's just so awesome, bro. I love this cover. It gives me Batman vibes. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, there is a trade available at cover price of $4.99 as well. So if you want to opt out and not pay the premium, feel free to do so by getting the regular trade. But I just love the cover.
Yeah, listen, if you kind of just like kind of glanced at this cover without like actually paying attention to it, I actually would have thought it was a Batman cover just because of the flowing cape-looking thing and him standing on that gargoyle.
Yeah, man.
But dude, Derek Chu always kills it on his variants. He has a very similar art style, almost similar to Art Germ. But that's kind of why I like Derek Chu's artworks, and this is no different. So definitely a dope cover. So yeah, 1 in 100. Okay. And you said that there is a trade version of this, right?
Yeah, there's a trade
Okay.
available. Of course, at the top it's gonna say Venomverse Reborn or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, on FOC they show it one way, and then after come releases, oftentimes they tend to change what the trade looks like. But even the one that's on FOC looks nice, man, dude. I think it's just a straight cover grab from myself. And the 1 in 100, if you have the opportunity to get it, man, that's a fucking awesome cover, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a heater for sure, like
Yep.
Yumi said.
Exactly. But guys, those were the FOC picks of the week. Now, of course, you can shop and subscribe over to Comic Legion. They have a YouTube channel where they go live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, guys. So they'll be doing live claim sales every Monday. They've been doing so for quite some time. So definitely subscribe, show some love, and go visit comiclegion.ca if you're in Canada. Even if you're in the United States, man, they will take care of you and ship to you. Speaking United States, you got comicnation.us. Of course, get your FOC orders in. Use discount code Black Crown for an additional 5% off. The books are already 15% off. Comic Legion, if it's your first time ordering, use discount code Enlist. You'll get 5% off of your entire order. But the books are already discounted to 20% off. And we got to show some love, guys. Please go subscribe to Covrprice. My opinion, the best comic book price guide around as well. They got tons of awesome features if you subscribe to the website that you can check out, like the daily shakers. You can catalog your books. You can do so much awesome stuff. But definitely subscribe to Covrprice as well over on YouTube, because you will see myself there every Thursday night as we go through the shakers. Yeah, buddy. So that was the FOC. We got through the FOC.
I was gonna say, listen, I always get a bit of anxiety when we do the FOC because it's like me talking about FOC is like one of your coworkers talking about Marvel in general. It's like, yo, is Superman still a thing? Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to bullshit my way through this whole segment, and I thought I did okay.
You don't bullshit. You know what I appreciate about you is that you speak openly and honestly. You're not reading most of the current stuff, but you will give a perspective that comes with an honest approach. It's not shitting on stuff like some people do all the time, which if that's what you're into, by all means.
You can't shit on what you don't know.
Yep, exactly. You can't. Dude, I couldn't agree more. Covrprice is my go-to platform. There you go, Constantino. It's the best in my opinion. Not because I do anything with Covrprice. I was saying it even beforehand, man. They're non-biased. They're just giving actual data, information with nothing in behind it. There's no agenda. So
I'm a subscriber.
Exactly. So nothing but love to Covrprice. The boys are working very hard to give us the tools that we need as collectors. So appreciate that. But all right, market, my favorite stuff, man. Because
my favorite too.
Yeah, it's an interesting list this week. So I know you're ready, but I'm going to ask anyways. Are you ready?
This time I'm ready.
There you go. All right, guys. So market report, of course, looking at the top 10 lists, all the lists, whether it be CBSI, Covrprice, eBay, Go Collect, Key Collector, and of course, every week we've got the Baker Shakers. And let me tell you, Michael Baker keeps bringing the heat, man. Bringing the heat. But here we go. Let's kick it off with High on Life, number 1. I don't know if you saw this. This came in at number 10 on CBSI.
Yeah.
Was trending book on Key Collector and making several lists. But apparently the video game book here you have now the comic. There's going to be an animated series in development, so that's pretty interesting. Now, raw copies selling at $18 Canadian over on eBay. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad for a book that was released like I don't even think like more
It,
than
it,
2 months ago, I think.
it was just released, dude.
Oh, it was just released. Okay, so yeah, I remember Comic Dude was talking about this because I didn't even realize this was a video game until he pointed it out, and then yeah, come to find out that the animated series is being developed by comedian JB Smoove,
Yeah.
who I like as an actor. So listen, I definitely check it out if this actually gets off the ground. $18 is pretty respectable, like I said, for
Yeah.
something that just got released. So it's
Like
only
2
like four
months ago.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
you were right.
yeah, so it's like 4 times cover price. So yeah, I mean, look, if you have multiple copies, I guess flip it, I guess. But you know, if you only have that one copy, hold it. I don't know. Listen, I don't want to give spec advice, but that's my little quarterbacking there.
Yeah. But yeah, man, High on Life. Looks like we're going to be getting an animated series. So pretty cool. Raw copy, $18 Canadian at the moment over on eBay. So we're going to move on. Uni, I know please tell me you're still in the chat, bro. Yeah, the guy, he was talking about this book. Many people talking about Blood Hunt in general, Infamous, Jeb, Lefteros, you name it, man. But Blood Hunt has been great. I really enjoyed Blood Hunt. Now, clearly, things from Timeless came to fruition, and we know that we're going to be getting Doom 2025. Forget the MCU. Forget the MCU. In comics, there's a lot happening with Doom, guys, and now we're moving forward into a big year for Doom in comics in 2025. But the 1 in 25 ratio by Kyle New, Raw selling at 60 Canadian dollars. It was Key Collector trending 20. It was on, I think, CBSI. Again, one that made many lists. I just put Key Collector, but everybody should have been picking up Blood Hunt.
Yeah, listen, if we had like a chart of the most trending characters right now in comics, we would have to say it's Doctor Doom with the MCU news and you know his own stuff that's happening in comics.
Yeah.
So I mean, like Thanos' snap, this was inevitable that this book was going to be over ratio price when it dropped. Dope cover by Kale New, and yeah, honestly I could see this price actually going a bit higher, to be honest, because if the secondary market is any indication, Doom fans are pretty rabid. We have a few in the chat right now, like UniX. So trust me, and if they want those covers, they'll seek them out. So
yeah, Rocksteady saying Doom is finally getting the appreciation he deserves. The most talked about Marvel character since the Doom solo series came out, dude. Since Thanos, MCU related, you know what I mean. I would say now, obviously, all focus is on Doom. It's very safe to say. I know we all had high hopes for Kang, but like Marvel knew exactly what they were doing. You know, the comics are all lining up to a big Doom event next year. Doom is clearly at the forefront come the MCU now. So yeah. And it's not like we didn't see this coming either, though, because Kevin Feige himself did say not too long ago that, you know, most of the MCU content that we're going to be seeing does, you know, take tidbits of things happening within comics that, you know, not too long ago. So I'm happy to see some things lining up the way they are right now. Blood Hunt was good. I enjoyed it.
The difference though between Kang and Doom is I find that even though Kang is a legacy villain, you know, from the Silver Age and all that, just like Doom, I found that Kang's popularity was more spotlighted after his announcement, you know, that he's going to be in the MCU and all that. Whereas Doom, pre-MCU, he always had that rabid fan base, almost like the same way that you would say Moon Knight had a rabid fan base, not to the same extent as Doom, but I always like Doom is always considered one of the most badass villains if you know, right up there with like Magneto and Thanos. So
yeah,
here's hoping that they just don't botch him up in when he is inevitably introduced in the MCU.
Yeah, I'm bringing up Nemesis's comment again because yeah, I don't know if you caught that Fortnite right with the Marvel stuff, and now you have Doom who's going to be there as well within
Okay.
Fortnite. I'm not a Fortnite gamer. I know that Justin is. If I remember correctly, he was even dropping posts like about a year ago, how he was like killing it all the time. But yeah, man. So Marvel doing their thing. You have WWE and Call of Duty. I have no idea what's happening with that. But anyways, that's a whole other
Yeah,
subject.
I saw that commercial. Yeah.
Yeah, so weird. But Blood Hunt number 5, the 1 in 25 ratio, selling raw 60 Canadian. So pretty cool there. But now let's move on to your territory. Of course, Baker Shaker number 1, TMNT Color Special number 1. This is an error edition because there's hatch patterns on interior page margins. Ross, $204 US. Not bad, dude.
Not bad. I don't know how to feel about. Okay, so the thing is, here's my take with error copies in general. There's certain errors that it's cool to have, but then there's certain errors where if it's like hatch patterns or stuff like, it's like a meh error for me. Like when I consider an actual true error, it's like, let's say you got a page from another comic inserted in the wrong issue, or words are missing. Those are
Yeah.
the kind of errors I'm more favoring. Hatch patterns, it's cool, I guess, in terms of the rarity, but it's okay. But
Yeah.
listen, $200 is still a respectable amount for a raw copy of this book.
Yep. Dude, couldn't agree more. I mean, kind of what you said, right? Like hatch patterns is not something that you're totally going to seek out, but
Yeah,
I guess some people are willing to be paying a little bit of a premium
for the
for it.
rarity of it. I mean that's really what it has going for it, just because it's one of a kind.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to make a correction. Yes, there was the 205 sale was actually a CGC 98. It wasn't a raw. So I think that's a much better sale in my opinion.
Okay, that.
That adds up
But
better.
okay, here's my thing about grading error copies. Okay, you just encapsulated the error.
Yeah.
So now
Exactly.
it just looks like every other. It just looks like the regular. I almost feel like an error copy. You almost have to have it raw.
Yeah, it's just because when I went to validate the sale, it was a $4.99 or best offer, and then after I caught a raw, and then I saw that this validated one was 204 US. So just
Okay.
want to clarify that, guys. I apologize for the lack of editing where it said raw. So 204 for a CGC 98 on the
Okay.
TMNT color
Yeah.
special number 1. But let's keep it rolling because here's a fun one. And Hyper, I appreciate you so much because you managed to find me the photo, which I totally didn't even go back to edit. So I will
I
point it out.
noticed that right now.
I will point it out before someone else does. But
Yeah.
Venom Flashpoint number 1, the newsstand copy, I was only able to find the direct copy photo. So I used the direct, but I want to let you guys know it was a newsstand copy that sold. The book reprints ASM 654, 654.1, and Venom number 1. So CGC 98 selling for 261 US dollars. It is also a Baker Shaker. When I saw this book, I said this is totally a book that Hyper would pick up in the wild. Like you would come across something as such.
I wish, but honestly, yeah. Listen, guys, like anytime you go to cons or shows, newsstand copies are one of those copies that sometimes vendors may not know their newsstands, and then they'll put them in the back bins. And honestly, they're pretty easy to spot. Just if you want to know, just look at the bottom barcode. Like here it shows like the thick barcode. That's the direct edition. Like the more anorexic thin barcode, that would be the newsstand. I wish I had one to visually show, but yeah, it's pretty easy to identify in backbins. And honestly, that era, like that year in comics, like 2010, 2009, when newsstands were a lot more scarce, definitely, especially when it's a key issue, I would definitely scoop those in the backbins because newsstands were not that prevalent during that era as they were like in the 80s and like 90s.
Yeah.
And now
And
newsstands are non-existent at this point.
exactly. And if in this particular book's scenario, if you really want to make it dummy proof, right under the price tag there where it says $4.99, it says direct edition, the newsstand, it does say it's a newsstand. So yeah.
Yeah.
Uni saying he had no idea this book existed. I'll be honest with you, I didn't either until I got it sent to me by DM from Michael Baker, and I was like, oh shit. I had no idea that they put together a book consisting of the three issues, touching on the whole Flash stuff with the symbiote. So I like this. I think this is awesome. It's a neat book to have, an awesome cover. And I saw somebody comment saying they wouldn't be surprised if Infamous Jeb has this. Yeah, likewise. So there you have it. But We'll keep it rolling because we got Transformers #1, San Diego Comic Con 2024 just finished, but 2023, we all remember the ash can that came out. CGC 9.9, dude, still holding, man. It's at 1,300 US. So it's 1,299 US dollars. Still up there.
Wait, if I'm not mistaken, I think Michael Baker even has this one, right?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think he actually picked this one up at the SDCC last year. But yeah, dude, you're talking about a book that's already limited in supply, and on top of that, you have a 9.9. So the census on this must be ridiculous. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 1 of 1 in terms of a 9.9 in the CGC pop. Yeah, dude, it's insane. And I mean, still, it's a pretty penny.
Yep.
And Baker said he has a 9.8, not a 9.9. So, but listen, Baker, you still have a pretty rare ash can from last year. So
Exactly.
yeah.
But it's such an awesome book to own, man. I like this. The sale at a $1,300 price tag US for 9.9. It's up there. It's up there, man. Paul's saying Transformers 2023 San Diego Comic Con Ashcan Money Book. There you go. Here we've got Chiapet saying also Energon Universe is great. Another must read online. Must read line. Sorry.
Uni, DM me which one. Oh, sorry. Uni, DM me that issue number of ASM, just so I don't forget. 658. I can't remember if that's first Anti-Venom or not. Yeah.
But all right, we're going to keep it rolling because check this, man. Another book I feel like you would manage to scoop up in the wild. You got John Wick #1. This is the photo variant, and it's the first comic book appearance of John Wick. CGC 9.8 selling for 318 US dollars. Baker Shaker. I always like asking this question, especially when it comes to such a guy like Keanu Reeves, man. Would you crack that slab open to get signed by him on a photo variant?
If I had the opportunity, yeah, because like Keanu Reeves is one of those actors that still has not been dragged down by any scandals in Hollywood. He's still one of those dudes that seems to walk the straight and narrow, and he's one of the few I still respect in Hollywood. So yeah, definitely, if I ever got a chance to meet Keanu Reeves, I definitely would have this sign. Now, it's heartbreaking about this particular variant because I actually actually checked my eBay. I had this in my eBay cart for $24. I don't know why. I was messing around. I was looking for other stuff, and I forgot to actually purchase it. It was still hanging around in my cart, and someone else ended up scooping it up.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So I missed out on this.
From right beneath you.
Right beneath. It was in my cart. I could have just hit buy, but like I said, I got distracted.
Yeah, that hurts. Dude, I enjoy John Wick, man. I think it's awesome. I actually didn't get to watch John Wick 4 yet. So that's one I've been slacking on. I don't know.
That's the only one that I'm missing. Yeah, I've seen the other 3. I haven't seen the latest one either. Yeah.
Yeah. Paul saying Hyper it was him.
It probably was Paul.
Wouldn't be surprised, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But yeah, dude, I think this is an awesome sale. CGC 9.8 selling for 318 US dollars. So if you guys see this in the wild, man, the price is right. Pick it up, man. I think it's a good book to have.
And UniX Chain Reaction is an under it's underappreciated movie, yeah.
Yeah. Chiapet saying John Wick is a masterpiece. TKO saying love John Wick. I managed to get cover A in dollar.
Oh, nice.
Last year. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I feel like the cover A's, the other covers, especially considering, right? First comic book appearance, like
any of those covers, even the second print. I mean, it doesn't do as high as the first print, but if you find any variant of that issue 1 and you find it for cheap, just scoop it up. Don't be like me.
Yeah. Don't leave it in your cart for someone else to scoop up.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Yeah. But check this, man. Spidey Super Stories 31. Of course, everybody on the Doom train. Star Wars 1 homage, I guess. We could say here. CGC 9.4 selling for 385 US dollars. Baker Shaker. I like me some Moondragon. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I dig the and look, another Doom cover.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I like this because this is also during an era when you weren't getting a lot of, like, nowadays we're getting homage crazy, but this was during a period you don't get that many homages. So when you see an homage like this every now and then, it's pretty cool because, like I said, people weren't doing homages that heavily. So yeah, this is definitely a cool one. And I know that those later Spider Super Stories issues do fetch a bit more of a premium just because of their lower print count. So yeah,
Yeah.
9.4, 385 for 9.4, not too surprising to be honest.
Yeah, Steve saying this cover's sick. Uni saying he likes this one to Baker. Dude, I like it too, especially with all the Doom hype right now. You know what I mean? Everybody's focusing on the
Yeah,
mashups with fucking Iron Man and shit like that. But there's a lot of cool other Doom books that people are not focused on for some reason. Somebody was zoned in because they bought the CGC 94 for 385 US dollars. I like this one. I like this cover. Um, Baker saying, I saw so many books while searching this week that are related to Doom, of course, could have made the whole list on Doom books. And it's true. It is true, man. Even when I check Covrprice Daily
yeah.
Shaker, you're seeing them move. Derek saying there's a Marvel Superheroes 29.8 in the Heritage Fall signature auction. That's fucked. Dude, I'm curious to see what that's going to sell for. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for that. So thank you for letting me know. Rocksteady saying this is his second solo series, not spectacular. It doesn't get enough love. Yeah,
That's true. People usually go more for the spectacular. You don't really see people talking about Spidey super stories as often. You're right.
exactly, man.
Yeah.
Tim saying these books are always destroyed. He's not wrong, man. The Spidey super stories, every time I see them, always bang to shit.
Well, also, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Spidey super stories were more geared towards an all ages because they were collaborating with the Electric Company, which was more of a kids friendly kind of show. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're more geared toward to an all ages kind of. They weren't supposed to be serious stories, put it
Yeah.
that way.
No, exactly. And you're not wrong about that. So, yeah. Anyways, pretty neat book. 385 US dollars for a CGC 94. Now, check this. We spoke Doom, and we're gonna end it off here, I believe, with Doom. When it comes to Doom for this list tonight. Tales of Suspense, issue 31, Doctor Doom prototype, CGC 4.0, selling at 420 US dollars. Baker Shaker. And if you're wondering what that looks like, well, there you go. So Tales of Suspense to the left, and then of course we got him in Fantastic Four. But yeah, pretty interesting.
I was gonna say that picture almost reminds me of like those monkeys from Wizard of Oz without the wings.
You are not wrong, dude.
Yeah, like the old school Wizard of Oz, by the way. It's funny you showed me this book because right after I saw your slides, one of those consignment sites on IG was selling the same book the same day, like a 5.0, I think, for about $500 or something. So that book seems to be going around in the feeds on
Yeah.
IG.
Yeah, I love Baker saying this is the Dollar Tree version of Doom. Yeah, pretty much. Man.
The Timu Doom.
Yeah, it was him in his teen years, I guess. Whatever it is, I have no idea. But yeah, Grails had a 5.5, I think, for less. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, okay. That I think that was the site that I was referring to, Rockstar. It was either Comics Elite or Grills. Yeah.
Yeah, great value Doom back in the day. Talking about damn, I can see this cover art's going on a MF Doom CD cover. Yeah, dude, 100%, 100%. But yeah, man. So Tales of Suspense 31 CGC 4.0 selling for 420, and for the 5.5 going for less. Rocksteady, man. Yeah, I totally would have picked that up. That's a good buy. Whoever picked that up. I don't know. Is it still available?
I think last time I checked, it was. I think.
Yeah.
Before
But
I
check
went
this, guys. Transformers issue 50. Now, I just want to highlight here that, you know, clearly I wrote multiple deaths, and simply because there's a lot. You have the death of Goldbug, Brawn, Hound, Hoist, Jetfire, Mirage, Blaster, Gears, Ratbat, Jazz, Laser Break, Soundwave, and Starscream. So,
and if I bought this, it would have been my wallet also.
yeah, I didn't want to have to write all that, so I'm just gonna read it to you. CGC 9.8 selling for 699 US dollars. Also another Baker Shaker, dude, with good reason, right? I want to say that this is another book coming across, you know, in 9.8s or, you know, mint condition, relatively hard.
Yeah, and look, that's a pretty impressive sale for a Copper Age book to begin with. Like, dude, that's almost like close to a grand Canadian.
Yep.
So yeah, and you're right. Like those later Transformers issues, especially in high grade to like a 9.8, 9.6 level, they're not as available as you might think. And it's that black cover also on the side doesn't do it any favors either.
Yeah. Agreed, man. But still, a big sale, in my opinion. CGC 9.8, 699 US dollars. It's up there. It's up there.
Like I said, for a book of that era, pretty impressive.
Yep. But let's talk Spider-Man 1. This is the Platinum Edition. CGC 96 sold for 1,250 US dollars. Also a Baker Shaker. I'm gonna be honest, dude. This Platinum Edition is one that I've yet to ever come across. I never see any of the Platinum Editions. I don't know if you've had the opportunity to see one ever.
Maybe at a vendor behind on his wall, but definitely not in the wild. Yeah, this is one of those books that it almost messes with your mind, because sometimes you might think you have a platinum and then you realize, oh no, it's just a regular, or it's like it almost looks like the regular cover, but apparently the platinum has more of a cardstockish feel to the cover, and it has a more silverish tone to it. So I know one of our guys in the chat got it, and he got it graded. I think his also came out at 9.6 as well. But yeah, this is one of those books in terms of like the McFarlane Spider-Man ones. This is up there in terms of rarity, along with that Walmart second print variant that had the gold bar. So this is one of the more rare McFarlane number ones that you're going to find.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's almost impossible to come across. The number one thing, obviously, that would distinct what it looks like to me, like you said, yes, obviously it's platinum, but you see the side at the top. Normally, you would have the Spider-Man that's like hanging type thing. I don't know if
Okay,
you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Here you have it, but it looks totally different, and it has that number one. The number one it's just a whole different look right there.
It's
It's
a
in
different,
black
like
rather
the
than, I think
font,
it's yellow or whatever it may be. But yeah, so that's another thing. Guy Forge is in the house. Guy, what's going on, bro? Man, yo, I've been slacking on DMs this week, guys. I've been fucking bombed at work. But Guy, feel free, hit me up, man. Let me know what you had going on tonight on the table at Casa the Guy, man. So Guy Forge, appreciate you being here, brother. But yeah, so Spider-Man 1, the Platinum Edition, CGC 96, 1,250 US dollars. Now, again, I tried to make the selection for tonight pretty much up Hyper's alley. These are the types of books I would see you picking up. Harley Quinn issue 38. This is a very scarce final issue for Harley Quinn, and you got a CGC 98 sale at 195 US dollars. Pretty good sale in my opinion.
Yeah, look, Harley Quinn fans are a very niche fan base, and they will try to find these books. I don't think I've ever seen this book either on the wall or in the wild. So goes to show, this is one of those books that, like you said, it is scarce. Honestly, $200 for a 9.8 doesn't seem too bad for an issue that's that hard to find.
Yeah.
So if you're a Harley Quinn fan, you might already have this. I saw a copy 801, I think, was in the chat before, but he might have it. But I know he's a big DC guy. So yeah, this one, it is a tough find.
Yeah, you said copy 801 was here?
I thought he was.
If he was, I apologize if I missed you, copy. But yeah, if you were here, thank you for being here. If you're still here, appreciate you. But yeah, man, scarce final issue. And again, I like I said, up your alley, because this is the type of stuff I would see you picking up in the wild.
Unfortunately, I have not come across this one.
Hey man, Terrificon. Let's see how you do. Well,
yeah, I feel like my rep is almost on the line. That you keep propping me up with this whole
Don't feel too much pressure. But anyways, another book that I would see you grabbing, of course, Wolverine, the End number 1. This is a Wizard World Texas exclusive, CGC 98, selling for 288 Canadian dollars. Now, I do want to point out, I did see that the regular cover A was actually on the Covrprice Daily Shaker this morning, but I did come across this sale as well over on eBay today. So Michael Baker gets the credit, Baker Shaker, for this one. Dude, pretty interesting, man, for 288 Canadian dollars.
I passed on this book.
You did?
I passed on this book. I didn't realize it was. I didn't realize it was like a 288 98 worthy book.
So I was right. Totally up your alley.
Totally up my alley. But clearly, the theme of the night is how Heinrich has fumbled the ball.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Yeah, I did come across this in the wild. I did not pick it up, and this is now I'm wondering if it's still out there.
Yeah, dude, it's a awesome cover. Like I said, I didn't even know about this, the Wizard World Texas exclusive. So, yeah, I'm disappointed that you passed on this. I'm actually very
You know
sad.
why? Because I've seen, and here's why. Because I've been seeing a lot of these con, like Texas World Con or Alamo Con exclusives lately at my LCSs and all that, and I've kind of been numb to it. Look, then you'll have books like this where they're an anomaly, where they do end up fetching a premium. But more often than not, a lot of these con exclusives don't really amount to more than the cover price that they were worth.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And just to answer Chia Pet's question, I think he asked if it was Philip Tan or Finch. It's Finch. So yeah, pretty good cover right here. And you got Rocksteady saying excuses, blah blah blah. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. Yeah,
Critics.
exactly. Whether I just hear excuses, that's what I heard. Michael Baker saying Hyper has much regret on his face talking about this.
No,
Looks
that's
like,
just me being on this podcast right now.
oh, stop it, stop it. Look, I'll make you smile. Watch this. Punisher 16, the 1 in 15 ratio by Dave Taylor. This is a fantastic cover. I love this cover so much. Such an old school vibe to it. And it's funny because the car behind them reminds me a lot of, you remember Captain America the First Avenger, the movie,
Yeah.
when Howard Stark comes on the stage and he
Yes.
makes the car like start to levitate.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this car, ironically. But yeah, I like this 1 in 15 CGC 98 selling for $375 US. It was on Cover Price's Daily Shaker this morning. So yeah, I really like this.
Yeah, those Iron Man Through the Ages covers, a couple of Marvel series had these ratios in their titles. I know that I think Cover Price covered the one with Guardians of the Galaxy that had an Iron Man ratio that also went for a lot of money raw, I believe. So this one was another one I think that I think Red Hood Comics even showcased on his channel or so previously. So this was a book that I was already aware of. I've never seen it in the wild, but I definitely have seen those 1 in 15 Iron Man ratios, but just not this one. And this one I definitely would scoop up if I find it.
Yeah, it's a beauty. I think
Yeah.
the cover is just a beauty. Nothing more to it. I don't care for whatever may be taking place in the book. I wouldn't even open the book. I
No,
think
this is strictly a cover buy at this
yeah,
point. Yeah, it's yeah, not the guts.
yeah, I like it. Yeah, 375 US price tag. I think it's neat. I think it's a very neat book.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, Tim agreeing, saying that the cover is fire, and then you got Baker saying the cover is awesome. Couldn't agree more, man. But yeah, let's keep it rolling because we're gonna get back into your alley, my friend. TMNT Adventures #1. First appearance of Crying Bebop, Rocksteady, and my brother Rocksteady, of course, being here in the chat. Unfortunately, it's not his actual first appearance, but CGC 98, $395 US. Cover price Daily Shaker. Now, I wanted to bring this up because oftentimes, I would say the newsstand does go for a little bit more.
Yeah.
We've seen that. I believe there's a CPV, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, there's actually one, two. There's about 4 different versions. I think there's like the regular cover that you have right there. There's a newsstand. There's a Canadian price variant. And then there's a Canadian price variant with the newsstand, and that's actually the rare of the 4. So that's the one that I have.
Yeah.
It's not a 9.8, it's a 9.4, but like I said, it is the rare of the 4 versions, which is the one that I ended up picking up. I figured you put this on the slide just to give me at least a token win tonight, because this is the only book I think that I have on the board.
There you go.
From all the market books. But yeah, this is a cool book. Now, I don't know if you recall, but during COVID and a little after COVID, this was almost like a $2,000 book in a 9.8.
Yep.
And if you had the CPV, it was almost, I think, close to 2,500 or $3,000. This book has really dropped, and I think it's pretty much at the price that it was before the whole spike. But look, regardless, 3 notable first appearances, and also another noteworthy fact: this is actually the first comic where the TMNT characters are wearing different colored headbands in comics, because prior to that they were all using red. So that's another little bit of a factoid on this book as well. So definitely a good book to have regardless of the value if you're a TMNT fan.
Yep. I think it's a wonderful book to have. It's one TMNT book that I'm still hopefully gonna add to my collection. I really want to get one, but I've never had the opportunity to scoop one up at a good price. Every time I come across them, I tend to come and see spine ticks on them, color breaks, etc. I don't know if it's just maybe, obviously I mostly shop local, right? So locally we've not been blessed. So hopefully with our first trip to the States,
Yeah.
my friend, who knows?
I have a feeling there's going to be good fortunes when we go.
Yeah. Yep. Rocksteady saying I have the rarest, the Nabasco Malaysian mail away. That's nuts.
Okay,
Now,
fine. If we want to go into foreign, yeah, sure. You got the rarest Rocksteady.
but I'm happy that Rocksteady mentioned this. That
Oh, we're gonna
Nabisco,
go.
the
Oh no.
Nabisco
Oh no.
stuff, because look at this
Yeah.
hyper. Wolverine issue 145, the Nabisco mail away variant.
Hmm.
Yes, Rocksteady. It's like you read our minds. CGC 9.6 selling for 1,750 US dollars. Now, I just want to give you guys a little insight on this because Nabisco mail away. Yes, Rocksteady, I know you're very familiar with what that entails, but to obtain this variant, you had to cut out barcodes from various Nabisco snacks and then send them in, right? Mail away before a specified deadline. Now, the comic was then mailed back to the lucky few to have spotted this offer, right? So, in order to have obtained this, you had to do exactly that. How many people did so? I gotta say, not too many. I did check the census. Um, there's not too many. But besides that, I do want to just share something else with you. Although there are a few variants of this comic, the Nabisco variant is the only one that seems to have retained value, with the exception of the Bone Claw era variant that exists for Wolverine issue 145. The top ranking CGC Signature Series copies can make in excess of $1,500. Although these have black covers, which are sometimes difficult to come by in high grades, there are in excess of 280 CGC graded copies at near mint or better, meaning CGC 9.4s to 9.8, right? So again, very hard to come across. $1,750 for a CGC 9.6. I imagine a 9.8 is gonna crack at least 3,000, man.
Yeah, I mean, look at the whole black cover, and I don't know, I forgot. I think it was Baker or Tim who said in the chat if they hope I didn't pass on this. Listen, I didn't have a chance to pass on this because I never even saw this book in the flesh, either
Yeah.
raw, graded, whatever. I never even saw this in person. That just shows you. I know Rockstar. You mentioned he passed on this for 200 last year. Damn, dude. I would have definitely scooped that up for 200. No questions asked. This is one of those books as a Wolverine fan that low key I mentioned to you privately. It's on my side quest. When I say side quest, meaning it's like it's on my radar. It's one of those books that I would like to have in the
Yeah.
collection because yeah, dude, mail-aways were a thing back then, like not just with Nabisco, like those X-Men, that Jim Lee, they were doing like those board game mail-aways, and even Mortal Kombat had comics. The first Mortal Kombat issue was a mail-away as well through Midway. So mail-aways were actually more prevalent back then. And people that followed through and got those copies, and they weren't, and I don't think they were shipping them bagged and boarded either. I believe they were just shipping them just in the package. So
Yeah.
that's why finding
Impressive,
those
right?
9.8s are a rarity. And look, the most recent example is there was that Uniqlo Spider-Man variant that goes for almost 4G in a 9.8. Uniqlo, the clothing brand.
Yeah.
I know that if you bought like certain T-shirts or something from that independent artist, you got that Spider-Man variant that now goes for 4 digits. So that's why if you come across, lesson learned is if you come across any mail away offer from Marvel or DC for these books,
Don't pass.
you don't pass on it. Although you don't really see those often now, because I think also comics were a lot more in the mainstream. Like that's why you'll see them more in depths and corner stores. It doesn't seem like comics are in the forefront as they were before. So yeah, man, this is definitely a ghost.
Yep. But guys, that was the market report for this week. Now, very interesting books. I gotta say, they were very fun to look at. Baker brought the heat. Covrprice, of course, with their daily shakers, which I encourage everybody to go check out if you have a subscription. But now it's time we get into the hot topics, and we're gonna keep it drama free. We're gonna talk D23, baby. There was a lot of stuff that came out of D23. So hyper for the last time tonight. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
There you go. All right, guys, it's the hot topics of the night, and D23 came with quite some heat, man. I was anticipating a lot more Disney Plus content, news, etc. But we also got some cinema stuff. But let's kick it off with the biggest surprise, guys. Did you see this? Marvel, the MCU is actually going to be moving forward with El Muerto. Sony's not doing it. It's Marvel.
Oh, it's Marvel now? Okay.
Yeah.
Somehow I missed this slide when I was seeing the other slides. Dude, okay, all right. So I guess those books are gonna go back on up again. His first appearance. I know they cooled down for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess guys, keep an eye out for this book now because he's gonna be the next Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I'm totally trolling, by the way, but I appreciate you, Hyper. No, this was not news. Let's kick it
okay.
off.
I was like thinking, okay, like I legitimately thought that I missed that slide. I'm like,
you know, I'm gonna be attaching that GoPro in the car, as we're driving there. We're gonna have a lot of content to put up. But guys, let's kick it off with the real news now. Ryan Reynolds actually put out a message at D23 because yes, Deadpool and Wolverine has grossed $1 billion at the global box office. Chapeau, man, because the movie deserves all the love it's gotten. Ryan Reynolds with the D23 stuff. Well, what did he do? He dropped a message saying, "Thank you so much for going to see our film. I mean it when I say it's hard to process everything that has happened these past few weeks. Thank you for the most amazing into the MCU that a guy could ever ask for." He thanks Kevin Feige for letting them make fun of the MCU and says it's his way of showing love and saving the studio.
Yeah, and yes, BC is an asshole. Yeah, this was inevitable. I don't think this should surprise anyone, especially if you saw it opening night. Like right off the rip, you knew this was gonna do. You know, all right. He got his joke. But yeah, listen. Not surprised. Could this be the now? Here's my question: do you think this will be the most highest grossing Marvel movie? I don't know. It's
not of all time. But dude, it happened in a very short time. 3 weeks, man. 3 weeks.
That's true. The time frame was pretty short for it to cross. So it's to the big heads at Disney and all that. It is restoring faith that look, if you put out a good movie, people will come and see it. So don't lose complete faith in Marvel in the MCU just yet.
Yeah, of course, man. Like I said, well deserved. So I'm proud to see it hit 1 billion. Like I said, I went back to watch it for the second time last night. The wife watched it for the first time. She loved it. It was a good movie. Bro, she literally looks at me. She's like, "What the fuck is Channing Tatum saying?" I'm like, "Exactly. I love it."
Yeah. That's always curious from her perspective because she's coming in as like not knowing like the nuances, right? Like why he's talking like that, like what's Wesley Snipes Blade, doing, Yeah. So the fact that she enjoyed it, that speaks volumes.
Yep, agreed. But all right, let's move on to more news that came out this weekend. And now we got season 3 of What If. We got some info behind that, and apparently this is going to be the final What If. So yeah, look, we know a lot about What If already, right? We did see immediately after season 2, we got that little teaser with Winter Soldier and Red Guardian in the car. Remember that? So yeah, there was talks of this. We did see some Marvel zombie news as well, but we're not going to dive into that right now. But yeah, season 3 is apparently going to be the final What If. Curious to see how they're going to wrap this up. I've been enjoying What If. Sure, there's been some episodes that I could pass on, but I think what I'm pumped about is this right here. I don't know. I hope to God this is actually going to be a What If episode, but season 3 being the final What If, they're going to get some mech stuff going? Yeah, sign me up, bro. I like
Wait, is this a troll slide again, or is this an actual slide?
This fact.
Now I'm gonna be very cautious every time I look at a slide.
I love you too, bro. But yeah, man. So I'd love to see this take place, man. I think if you're gonna wrap it up with What If, you gotta explore all options. I think this is fun.
Yeah, dude, having the transform now from actually it wouldn't be Transformer. Sorry, it's Mech Strike. Never mind. cross out what I said. Yeah, that would be kind of cool if they actually incorporated that as a what if episode. We've already seen in the comics, and I think they even have a toy line already for this, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, dude, like my kid already has tons of the
Yeah,
Mech Strike stuff. There's like he bought the Hulk one, he has the Captain America one, he has the Iron Man one, he has tons of shit.
and I think we saw that coming when the comics initially came out. That like we knew that that's where it was gearing towards because it was almost tailor made to be action figures. So to actually have that as an actual animated episode in What If,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. I look forward to this, man. And by all means, yes, sign me up. I'm ready for an episode like this. But yeah, so season 3 being the final. What if? Oh well. But all right, let's talk Star Wars because I don't know if you saw this Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, of course, we know this is going to be going to the big screen. This is not going to be a Disney Plus show. So, Mandalorian and Grogu footage was playing at D23. Favreau came out saying the movie doesn't come till 2026. It's 2 years. We just started filming a few weeks ago, but it's D23, so I figured we'd stop by. It's the last D23 before the movie comes out, so I figured we had to put something, out there for D23. Cool. You know what I mean? Cool.
I think it was also probably done. Maybe this is just me speculating. Maybe this news was also dropped because the Acolytes hasn't exactly been getting a lot of. I haven't watched it personally, but I know it hasn't been exactly lighting the world on fire. And I know Star Wars, like the whole opinion on Star Wars right now in the Marvel sphere
Disney.
is not exactly high. So maybe this news was dropped almost because people like Jon Favreau as a director in general, and the Mandalorian series was one of the bright spots in the Star Wars Disney ecosystem. So maybe this news was almost like dropped almost just to let Star Wars
Ease the
fans
fire.
know. Sorry?
Ease the fire.
Yeah, to almost like let them know like there's stuff to look forward to if you are a Star Wars fans in
Yeah.
at least the next
I agree with that perspective because it's been a lot of hate towards the Acolytes online, but I do think that this is probably one of the first Star Wars projects I'm looking forward to since I'm gonna say even Andor. Don't get me wrong, I was looking forward to Ahsoka, and I still enjoyed Ahsoka. I know a lot of people feel a certain way. Maybe it's because I'm not a hardcore Star Wars fan, right? I take it in for what it is. But I thought Ahsoka was good. Obviously, Mandalorian I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Now with this, and we got news Andor season 2, right? So I'm looking forward to what's coming now with the Star Wars stuff. I think those two are the big projects that I'm hyped about.
Chia's saying that he thinks that Filoni is the one that's directing. Yeah, okay, I'm not because I just went off your slide, so I thought it was Favreau, but yeah.
Yeah, but no,
So,
I know Favreau has his hand behind all of this stuff. So
okay.
yeah, Andor is bliss. I agree, man. I really enjoy Andor. I think if anybody missed out on watching Andor, I encourage it. I really do. But anyways, guys, Daredevil Born Again footage came out, and there was a lot of stuff to take in. Of course, everybody hyped that they saw the Punisher once and for all. Look at him with his big beard. But Bernthal came out saying it's a real honor, and I couldn't be up here with better people. I'm really excited. Thank you. I'm pumped about this, dude. I think everybody's looking forward to Daredevil Born Again. If you saw the footage, guys, they're not holding back any punches, man. It looks like it's gonna be off the chain. I love it. They're continuing clearly from the Netflix stuff. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. Now, not only that, within the trailer that was shown at D23, we also saw Muse, and I agree with this. The person saying, "Holy shit, Muse looks so good. They nailed his design. I love how upsetting he is to look at." And I agree, dude. Like, it looks very comic accurate. I think Muse. I know everybody's hyped about like Punisher, Daredevil, all this fun stuff, but Muse might be sneaky in this one. I think he's gonna surprise people. I love the comic accurate design. The costume just looks good.
To be honest, I'm actually surprised that they actually went the comic as comic accurate as possible with this character, because I would have figured like they would have tried to almost like not modernize, but you know what I mean, like almost make him look realistic for the cameras. But I wasn't expecting this. I don't think that they would actually make it as close to his actual comic representation. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Love for Comics killed me with this one, saying it's Dot's cousin. Yo, Marcel's in the house. Marcel, how's it going, bro? Appreciate you fucking coming to hang out with myself and Hyper tonight. But yeah, man, dude, I think Muse looks amazing. So that was another takeaway, of course. Now, I don't know if you saw this. He had a lineup of his helmets, and obviously you see so many here. The yellow being the classic, of course, dead center. But I don't know, man. There's other helmets going here, guys. There's other helmets going here, guys. I'm excited, man. I'm curious. Well, cowls. I'm calling them helmets. They're cowls. I don't know how they're gonna play this in, because last, we saw Daredevil was over on, of course, She-Hulk. Unfortunately, I was not.
I'm just pretending that did never happen.
Yeah, I think we all want to do that. But yeah, we saw that yellow one. I want to see how, some of these suits now, we've come a long ways. They're going to be treated kind of like, Spider-Man, where he's had so many costumes. And I'm not talking, what's his name? Tom Holland style. I'm talking like, when you watch Edge of, Into the Spider-Verse, and they go down into the cave with Aunt May, and you see a ton of suits in the back. Yeah. Are we just not gonna get backstories to this? I want to know more.
You mean almost like they're just like Easter eggs, kind of?
Yeah, I want to know more, bro.
I don't know, but like, look, I'm just looking forward to this. Finally getting a bit of like knowing the sense of when we're actually getting this. 2026 couldn't. You said 2026, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that year couldn't come soon enough.
Oh no, 2025 is
2025. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so that's even better. Yeah. Honestly, look, I know some people thought that for this show it kind of, meandered a bit too much in the later seasons. I honestly liked all, 4 seasons on Netflix, and in terms of the Marvel catalogs on Netflix, this was actually my top series. Right after that is Punisher. To have both those characters returning into the MCU fold, I'm pumped.
Yeah, dude, it's looking fucking badass. I'm swearing a lot tonight. Maybe it's because I'm just overexcited, but yeah, man, Daredevil's looking great. So I can't wait for Daredevil. Now, if you guys also saw some news related to Cap, Brave New World, there was footage that was shown, and of course here you see Red Hulk, Harrison Ford. A lot of stuff going on also within the footage that we got here. I want to say the tone is looking promising. The tone is looking good. And I'm not talking the tone over on The Hunt. No, I'm talking about the tone of this movie. Looks like it's going to be very Winter Soldier. Like the whole, governments, the double crossing that you can see going on already just within the trailers. The suspense is there. I'm excited. I don't entirely dig the Red Hulk look because it's too Harrison Ford looking like in the face. And I feel the same way with the Mark Ruffalo Hulk, right? Mark Ruffalo Hulk, I'll say like Avengers I liked. As it progressed, it kind of got weird. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Well, you're talking about the Mark Ruffalo Hulk or just this Hulk in general?
Mark Ruffalo Hulk, like first.
It's true. Okay, so yeah, the first Avengers Hulk, it felt like every sequel the Hulk looked more neutered.
Yeah.
By the time we got into Endgame, yeah, we got the.
Dude,
but then again, it was a play off the fact that he was also that whole Professor Hulk storyline situation. But yeah, I do. I like look. This might be an unpopular opinion. I always thought my favorite Hulk was Edward Norton. Sorry, Edward. I mixed Eric Bana with Edward Norton, but Edward Norton was actually my favorite Hulk. Not counting Lou Ferrigno because he's in his own category. But in terms of modern Hulks, Edward Norton was my favorite. But dude, like you said, this has some promise to it because what I liked about Winter Soldier was the whole espionage aspect of it, like you mentioned. It wasn't just a straight up action. There was action in it, but the whole, government intel in, that whole the deception and all that behind it. There was like some good storytelling on the Winter Soldier. So I'm hoping that kind of gets weaved into a Brave New World, and this might be a sleeper hit.
Yeah, I agree. Chia, just to clarify, I'm not saying that I don't like the look. I'm just saying it's not entirely my favorite. It looks good, but it doesn't look Red Hulk like in the comics. Man, I hope he gets fiery. Right? You know what I mean? Like I really want to see the Red Hulk in this one. So I'm excited with what we've gotten so far. The face thing is just throwing me off because it looks way much like
I think maybe, yeah, maybe the still doesn't do. I have faith that this Red Hulk would actually look pretty badass
yeah,
in the final version.
yeah. And that's the other thing about Edward Norton is that apparently he was a difficult actor to work with. Like Marvel apparently blacklisted him. They don't ever want to work with him again. So I don't know if that's factual, but I do know that it did not end well between the two parties. Now,
Unfortunately.
speaking Captain America: Brave New World. Like I said, guys, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to break down. We got blessed with the trailer not too long ago, but D23 giving us a little more insight into the movie. And if you had any doubt that adamantium is up for debate in this movie, it's clear as day right now. So, as you can see in the background, what is Harrison Ford talking about? It's adamantium, guys, the world's most versatile element. I'm gonna say that it's coming directly from Tiamat. It's gonna not Tiamat. Yeah, is it Tiamat who's stuck in the earth? Yeah, yeah, it's Tiamat. Um, I think the Celestial is gonna be probably the reason for the existence of adamantium and what they're fighting over. But even if that's not the case, we know for sure adamantium is the main thing that is going to be behind everything going on within this movie. And that only means more things are coming, guys, when it comes to our favorite mutants and everything else.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder. So does that mean the Weapon X program is soon going to be a reality now in the MCU? Because I mean
Yeah,
that's the first thing I think of when I think of adamantium, right? And obviously the main flagship character of adamantium is Wolverine, but don't forget there's other characters like X-23 and you know the other X characters. So adamantium, um, I mean, just like we saw what vibranium is the other element that I know that they were introducing before, and
yeah,
adamantium is probably the next element, right? So,
but with all of that, right? Wakanda, like
mhm.
now the government has the opportunity to, to get adamantium, right? Which is the world's most versatile element now. And it's exactly what you said. And Chiapet taking the words right out of my mouth is that we're going to be getting a new Wolverine. It's almost clear as day. I think that's going to be big shoes to fill because, especially with Deadpool 3's success, Hugh Jackman absolutely crushed it. I'm a huge fan of Henry Cavill that we saw for just a few seconds.
Yeah, but I
He,
think that's just more fan service more than anything.
oh, but it looked amazing. He looked
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, man, why else would we be bringing adamantium into play within the MCU? That's the main thing. It's exactly what you said, Hyper. That's what I'm seeing. And apparently, yes, Omega Red's supposed to be showing up within this movie. So if that's the case,
The
guys,
character that was supposed to appear what in WandaVision at some point wasn't he the
there is that. But yeah, man. So I'm definitely looking forward to see how this plays out. I think Captain America: Brave New World has the opportunity to really set up more pieces towards the build of mutants in the MCU. So yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait.
I mean, we're definitely heading towards that direction with, the little breadcrumbs from the Miss Marvel TV series and now this. It's almost like and even if you go with the X-Men 97, it's all pointing to the fact that mutants are coming in the MCU. We
Yeah,
just don't know when
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah. But we're gonna shift gears to Ironheart because, we had Ryan Coogler who came out saying we can't wait for audiences to learn more about her journey. Now Riri Williams, some people loved her over in Black Panther 2. Some people hated her, didn't like her. I don't know why. I thought she was okay. Not entirely a character I care about in general, to be honest with you. Sorry, newbie. But we did see a little more. Now we got our first glimpse here. As you can see, Red Hood, top left, and then you've got what seems to be Riri having fun burning something down. I don't know what's going on over here.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man. So first looks given for Ironheart now. by first looks, I mean first new looks, because we had gotten something a little not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not sure what the initial hate was on Riri Williams' appearance in that Black Panther sequel. To like,
Yeah.
I thought she was perfectly fine. I mean, also, it's not like there was other Riri characters to compare her with. They just go off of what was in the comics, and yeah, she was perfectly fine. I mean, look, we've seen this character. It's almost been out of sight, out of mind for a while now. She hasn't really been talked about until like now. You just brought it up with. Now, this is an actual movie, right? We're not. It's not an actual, because I know that before it was rumored. Wasn't it rumored to be a TV series at one point?
It's gonna be a TV series.
It is going to be a TV series. Sorry. Okay. So, I mean, look, I'm taking a wait and see approach with this one. Just because I'm not that I hate Ironheart, but I also don't have an attachment towards her. So I'm just taking. I'm just curious if now she's going to be, if there's going to be more of a connection with the 10 Rings, because I know that that's, you know, her association with that, with her and her father in the comics. So I'm wondering if she has something to do with Shang-Chi, you know, with the 10 Rings, because I know that is one of the links in the MCU. So maybe there's some connection regarding that.
Yeah. Now you got Covrprice here in the house, who I greatly appreciate for swinging by, saying that she had a bad suit and was a plot device. She didn't really get proper character development, so viewers had a hard time connecting with her, which is very true, because there wasn't much build to get that attachment, right? Within the movie, it was kind of like thrown in there. Within Black Panther 2, there was a lot going on, especially with the Namor stuff, right? But
she was a supporting cast in a Shuri movie, essentially.
Exactly, and at that point, yeah, it is relatively hard to connect with the character. Now, like I said, Riri in general, not entirely a character that I care too much about within comics, but still a very interesting character, and is going to be a very good, you know, addition to the MCU moving forward. So I look forward to this, and especially I think people are overlooking Red Hood. I think Red Hood has a lot of good story to be told within Ironheart, man, and I'm curious to see what other ties are going to take place within Ironheart, especially with Red Hood.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's keep it rolling, because everybody was talking about this picture this week. Everybody was posting about it. Everybody was speculating on it. They saw Kevin Feige wearing a hat that was half Spider-Man, and of course, people were saying, "Hey, that's totally you know, anti-Venom or whatever." And I was like, dude, slow it down. It seems, keyword is seems, from what we see here, we have an entire list of, you know, characters that are going to be within the animated show of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, at the front, you could see several costumes of Spider-Man as well. One of them being relatively familiar. It does look a lot like
Future Foundation. Yeah.
Exactly. So Future Foundation #1, and as you can see already on August 10th, we had some sales taking place. CGC 98 selling at $171 Canadian. You have a raw copy right here in a newsstand selling for $82.29 Canadian. But yeah, so you have 5 Spider-Man costumes there to the right, and as you can see from this, you know, big shot here with all these characters that are going to be within the show, that symbiote character at the top right is very interesting. Not one that I'm familiar with. I genuinely have no idea who that is. But Doctor Strange is going to be in here, and there was also a clip and a still, we'll say, that was on the internet, and we see Doctor Strange here. Clearly, there's the symbiote character, as you can see right there. And Doctor Strange shows up. So I'm curious to know more. I did not get the opportunity to see the footage. All I saw was stills so far. So if anybody saw the footage, definitely comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this. But yeah, man, I'm interested. I'm looking forward to this. I think this could be fun. They can have a lot of fun with this freshman year stuff.
Yeah, this is going to be, and that's exactly it. I'm going to view this as it's going to be like a fun watch. And then I think that's the vibe that they're going with the whole presentation. And yeah, Cliff, I thought it was Hood, not Red Hood, but I didn't want to jump on the grenade because I actually
the hood.
I was questioning myself on that one myself, but I didn't want to
The
jump
Hood.
on
Yes,
the
I know
character.
Red Hood's DC. I apologize, guys. I'm I'm just going. But yeah,
Yeah, dude, like I said, this seems like it's gonna be one of those shows that, like, don't take it. Like, I don't think this is supposed to be taken like a serious tone, right? I think this is gonna be more of a lighthearted kind of show. I could be wrong. Um, but that's the vibe I'm getting just from the advertisements and all that. So yeah, looking forward to this, and just be careful when you're buying these FF1s. Look, that was a cover price book all day. Just because Feige put the hat, I know that that book has suddenly heated up. Just listen, you'll find that in the back issue.
yeah,
FF1 is not a tough book to find.
yeah. No, exactly. It's not at all. Cover price bringing up a great point as well. Because look, I think if you make this bigger here, hold on. I'm just trying to point out. Because yeah, there is the slingers. Hold on. Why am I not seeing them? Okay, I think I see Prodigy. Hold on. But yeah, anyways, there were. Why am I missing it? Do you see them?
No, hold on. You're looking for Slingers or Prodigy?
Well, I'm looking for Prodigy first. I don't know why I just chose Prodigy. Hornet, because normally I don't know if Ricochet is there. So hold up. Okay, you got me looking. It's just that I see it small on my screen, guys. I'm on a little laptop doing this.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, I don't see.
Wait,
I don't see
towards bottom
Ricochet.
left. Hold on, bottom left.
Okay, yeah, Hornet's there. Ricochet is the one that's bothering me now.
Wait, bottom right. Bottom right is Prodigy.
Hold on. Yeah, no, I'm missing them. I'm totally missing them. But anyways, yeah, so Prodigy is clearly there at the bottom right. Hornets towards the bottom left. Jeez, I'm doing terrible at this. Where's Ricochet? Is Ricochet here? No,
I'm just sitting back, just hearing you say Ricochet.
yeah. Anyways, I'm not gonna keep going through this, but yeah, man. So that's another thing. So clearly we have the slingers. So thank you, Cover Price. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, like you said, taking this in for what it is, and yeah, man. Oh, I'm an idiot. I just missed one right there.
Well,
My
I
bad.
mean, we knew that before the slides.
Thank you, thank you. But yeah, so Future Foundation. This is something that I'm curious about. Looking forward to. I don't know how it's gonna tie in with the freshman year. What's this mean for Johnny Storm in the animated? We'll see. But yeah, looking forward to
Oh,
that.
that's true. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot about what happens to him in the Hickman run. You're right. Yeah.
yeah. Now I don't know if you saw this as well. When it comes to the whole Eyes of Wakanda, apparently
Mm.
there's going to be an Iron Fist that's going to be appearing within this.
Question is, are we getting the Finn Jones Iron Fist?
It could be, yeah, it could be that. It could be what's his name, Swordmaster, Lin Lai, something Lin
Wait,
Lai,
are you
Lin
talking about
Lee?
Swordmaster that appeared in the Hawkeye series?
Swordmaster, the Swordmaster.
Oh shoot, sorry, I'm thinking of Swordsman. Sorry,
Yeah, no, you're talking.
I'm mixing up the swords. Sorry.
Yeah,
Swordmaster. But he's a fairly new character though. Like,
correct. But what that's the thing is also apparently Eyes of Wakanda is going to be touching on the past, right? Like a lot more historic stuff.
uh-huh.
So I don't see that playing out. I know some people were talking about, and look, as you could even see with discussing film, they're literally showing Lin Lee as Iron Fist. Remember when Swordmaster became Iron Fist? I believe
Yeah.
it was
But I agree with Chia. It's hard for me to think that they would skip over the legacy character to go with the newer um the newer guy that took on the mantle.
yeah,
Yeah, if they were to introduce Iron Fist, I would think that it would be oh gosh, I can't even remember his actual Danny Tran, sorry.
yeah,
Danny Rand.
Danny Rand.
Danny Rand, yeah. I just made him more Asian and I called him Tran for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, I would think it would be. It's the same way, like same argument that if they were to introduce Nova, I would think that they would introduce Richard Rider before Sam Alexander. I just think that
I
the
hope.
legacy characters would be the ones that would be introduced first.
Yeah, but this I found rather interesting. I'm curious to see. Eyes of Wakanda totally has my attention. I think that's going to be something very fun to explore.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So curious to know what you guys think as well. Who you think it might be with the Iron Fist? But I agree with everything you guys just said right now. Now I want to talk X-Men '97 because we also got quite a bit of news when it comes to X-Men '97. So we know that Polaris is going to be in X-Men '97 come season 2, and that the X-Men will wear Grant Morrison suits in X-Men '97 season 2, which is pretty neat, man. I love that cover, by the way, and of course everybody with the Cassandra Nova stuff that we just got. Dude, for me, I think the Grant Morrison stuff. I don't want to say it's underappreciated, but do you feel like it is?
I don't think. Okay, so I would actually like. I don't think it's underappreciated because I do think people do regard the Grant Morrison run in X Men in like as a top tier X Men run.
Yeah,
You know, in the modern times, behind Claremont and yeah, behind Claremont. But so I don't think it's underappreciated, but it is just cool to have his material spotlighted. So I would assume that if his suits are going to be featured, more of his storylines are going to be introduced as well. We got, we well, no, we didn't get Cassandra Nova, but we kind of had almost like a hybrid storyline of that last year, right?
yeah,
In season one. So maybe we might get Cassandra Nova introduced in season two. Who knows? But just like when you introduce the new suits, I would like to think that some of the storyline elements from that run will be introduced as well. So that's pretty cool. And I do like that they're introducing some of the more older characters like Polaris and Warlock. So a lot of people, the casual X-Men fans, they know like the mainstay characters like Wolverine, Gambit, Cyclops. So those are all household names, but it's cool to see some of those older X-Men characters being brought into the forefront so people can actually get introduced to them. So that's also pretty cool.
yeah.
Pretty good.
And of course, another piece of news is that Warlock is going to be appearing in X-Men '97, which is pretty cool. I dug Warlock. I was never too crazy on the character, but pretty interesting news there as well. I think
Mhm.
the main hype is the fact that Grant Morrison suits are going to be in season 2, and Polaris we're going to see now in season 2 as well. So that's fun news to take in for X-Men '97. I know what's his name. What was the Bo de Mayo? Sorry, Bo de Mayo is not
Yeah,
fully tied to it. He's not fully tied to it, but he did have a big hand in season 2,
in
so I
season
still have
two, yeah,
faith.
yeah, I heard, yeah.
Yeah, I still have faith there, so look forward to that. Covrprice saying one note on Future Foundation story-wise. Future Foundation FF introduced the Parliament of Doom, which in multiple dooms across the multiverse. I I like that, but I wonder if they're going to go that route with freshman year. Will they tie freshman year into the big scale, the grand scale of the MCU?
Mhm.
It would be awesome if they do that. And yeah, which fits the RDJ
That's
casting and a nice
yeah.
swap with the Kang Dynasty plans. So yeah, I think I
There's
think
a
that would be
connection.
awesome. I hope they do something along those lines, right? With back to freshman year. Now we're talking freshman year. They don't make it entirely its own thing because even X-Men '97, okay, you remember season 1, they the Watcher being there for me automatically, it's like, okay, this ties to the whole grand scheme of things, right? Because with the Watcher there, that means something's about to go down multiverse wise. And of course we got the loss of Gambit in that episode, but I would love to see that. That's pretty much it. I would love to see them do such things with all these animated shows in general.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, did they already make it known that this animated series is supposed to be interwoven with the MCU?
Um, I feel like they kind of dumbed it down and said no, that it wasn't
Oh,
going to
okay.
be. But then you have What If taking
What if,
place.
yeah, they did mention, yeah.
Yeah, and What If season 2 completely ends with them looking at the tree, right? With Loki there.
Mhm.
So I don't know, man. I want to see all of this stuff tie in. I'm going to say X-Men '97 will tie in. I don't think um, Yeah, sorry, Ozzy. I figured by now you watched it. I apologize that.
Ooh.
But yes, it's an alternate timeline for sure. But I want to see it all come together. But speaking animation, I do want to shed some light on this because Brad Winderbaum says they will always change up the animation styles within Marvel animation projects, adding there will be no in-house style, which is something I actually appreciate, man. Because when I'm watching What If, I really enjoy the animation. Then the X-Men 97, it has the nostalgic feel to it, but of course with a nice little hint of today's presence in it. And then I gotta say, so far from what I'm seeing for the freshman year, it looks pretty cool. Like I dig it.
And the thing is, I do like this approach from Marvel, where they're not trying to almost Disneyfy everything, where like where everything has to look like the same cookie cutter animation. I do like that they're recognizing that certain animated properties have their own distinct animated styles. So I appreciate it because it also gives more originality and it gives more freedom for creators and artists that want to actually do these series. So you don't feel like freshman years looks the same as X-Men 97. It has its own style. So yeah, I'm all for that. And
Yeah.
look, it also like it kind of you could curate your audience. Like you might not be a fan of the art style of X-Men 97, but you might be a fan of the What If animated series, right? So at least there'll be something for everyone, basically.
Yeah. And it's pretty much what Chia had said. Each project with its own tone and style, just like in comics. And just like in comics, everybody, has their own little preference. And
Yeah.
so I think it's a great approach. I like that. I liked hearing that. And I hope you guys like hearing the final topic, which actually has nothing to do with anything D23. Nope. It's Terrificon because yes, guys, we're wrapping up the show right now, and I want to just remind everybody that Canada is coming to Terrificon. There's myself, there's Hyper Combo Comics, there's Newbie Comics, there is Rocksteady, there is Wesley, there's so many people. Paperweight, we're all making our way. Colossus Collector, everyone's making their way to Terrificon. It seems like everybody is going to be at Terrificon. I cannot wait. I think this is long overdue. I know the Comic Aussie is here in the chat. He's going to be there. I wish Lefteros would make his way, but I just want to remind you guys all that next weekend, because I'm going to be there, there's going to be no weekly comic wrap up next Sunday, but I can assure you there will be content being posted live from Terrificon. I will be going live every now and then, and I made sure to be equipped. I'm equipped, so hyper brace yourself.
What the hell is that?
It's clip-on microphones. We
Oh,
are
okay.
going to have conversations, and we're going to have a good time. I do want to document as much as possible. I'm not going there to be a reporter, but I do want to make sure that those of you who are not able to make your way to Terrificon get to experience it at least a little bit, and see what cool things we come across as well. Now, I'm excited. This has been beyond overdue, like I said. Hyper, we're headed there. I know you're excited, so I'm looking forward to it. I wish people out west, Covrprice themselves, could come down and come and hang out. Hopefully, we can make our way out west. Maybe we'll all meet up at New York Comic Con in October. Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited, man. This is gonna be a good time.
Yeah, dude. I don't know about you, but like I was initially planning on going last year, but the things kind of fell through, and yeah, it just never materialized. So I'm kind of glad that we actually made it happen. Okay. Yeah, but I'm kind of glad that it's finally happening. And yeah, man. Honestly, being the first time going there, I don't know what to expect, but I know I've always heard good stories about from guys like Rocksteady, Ozzy, and Newbie. Like I know Newbie almost pegged it as his favorite con to go to, and he's been to like Fan Expo and the other cons in Canada. So Terrificon gets a lot of high praise from the guys up north. So dude, I'm stoked to be going, and I'm just wondering, are you gonna have that clip-on mic when we get interrogated at the border?
Absolutely. The second we cross the border, I want to make sure it's documented. But I just want to show you guys Terrificon. There's so much that's going to be going on next weekend. So, like I said, I'll go live whenever I can. Definitely gonna post some videos and so forth. And I'm planning on doing a hangover show. So that would entail that we all get back together once we get back home, probably on the Tuesday, not the Tuesday, the Wednesday night, because Tuesday, of course, Covrprice goes live. But Wednesday night, we'll go live and recap most of our experiences, things we came across. Some people also, maybe speaking about their exclusives that they had and so forth. So there will be a hangover show amongst myself and many others. It's an open invite to anybody who is going to Terrificon. But just to show you guys some comic guests, look at this, man. So
It's a stacked lineup.
yeah,
Just
you got
check.
Jim Lee who's going to be there. You've got Cebulski, which I think we're going to have a talk about the 1 in 25-second print thing. I really want to have that conversation. You got Chris Claremont. It doesn't.
Dude, he's I'm wondering if he's gonna have a cap on the number of books I could send to him.
Yeah,
With
dude.
all my unsigned X-Men.
I think we're spending a pretty coin on signatures. You got Mark Waid who's going to be
Yeah.
there. You got Capullo who's going to be there. You got Scott Snyder himself who's there. Scotty Young.
Another one I'm really looking forward to. And Rockstar, you mentioned he doesn't do a lot of shows in North America, so
Yep.
yeah.
Exactly. So I'm excited about that. Jason Aaron, man.
TMNT.
Jason Aaron, one of the best writers in my opinion.
Gonna bring those TMNT books.
100%. You have to. You have Azzarello who's going to be there. You got Mark Bagley who's going to be there.
Dude,
I've met him. What a wonderful.
So many of those.
Dude,
Eric books.
Eric freaking Larson's going to be there, man. So like, that's dude. I'm so pumped about. You got Simonson. You've got Sewell. Everything. I just want to get through it fast. Sorry, guys, because I know we're going to wrap up very, very quickly here. But as you can see, there's so many. Oh, dude, Adam
Hughes. Yeah.
Yeah. Adam Hughes, take my money. So many people here that I'm just willingly going to be throwing money at, especially Jim
legend.
Starlin. Yeah, Jim Starlin. I was actually talking to Lefteros and Chiapet, and I was like, sorry, it was Chiapet. I'm like, I don't know which book I really want to bring for Starlin because I have so many, right? I already have Iron Man 55 signed by him.
Bring your Infinity Gauntlet books.
Yeah, there is the Infinity Gauntlet, but I think one that I really want to pair up with the Iron Man 55. I really want to pair up the Thanos Quest 1 and 2. I
have those as well.
Yeah, so I think those are musts to get signed. But I'm excited. Guys, Terrificon is next weekend. I cannot wait. I hope you guys had fun tonight with myself and Hyper. Like I said, unfortunately, we'll not be going live next week for the weekly comic wrap-up, but that's simply because we're going to be on the road headed back home, probably going to be coming across the border at the time I normally go live. But I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Hyper, you and I get together in T-minus not even four more sleeps.
Guys, pray for us.
Pray for us. Yes, absolutely. Chat, I appreciate you all. Everybody tuning in, everyone who's going to be at Terrificon. Like I said, just a simple reminder, if you see me, feel free. If I walk by you and I didn't acknowledge you, please don't take it personal. Whip a shoe at me and be like, hey, BC, it's me. Call me whatever you want. Jolando, Lando, whatever it is. Just say hi. Feel free. I'm excited to meet everybody. And I can't wait. So thank you guys for tuning in. I won't be live on Sunday, but I will be over on the Covrprice Shakers this Thursday. Guys, we go live 9 p.m. Eastern Time over on Covrprice's YouTube channel. So please head on over, subscribe, check the videos, like, hit that bell. Make sure you're tuned into all the fun stuff because not only is there the Shakers, on Tuesdays, of course, there's the top 10s, but on Fridays, they got us covered, man, with comics covered, talking a lot of very cool topics, man. I love it when Matt and John are just going through their stuff. Bobby, I love it. And being part of that on Fridays, whenever I have the opportunity, always means the world because sometimes I'm sitting there getting educated, right? As much as I'm part of that show, they drop so much good information. So definitely go like and subscribe over at Covrprice on YouTube. Until Thursday night on Covrprice, and until Terrificon, guys, have yourselves a great week. We will be back, hopefully, in one piece. I think we're gonna leave it at that. But
I mean, if we go to a Popeyes, I'm definitely bringing back a 2-piece. But
I don't want to ride with you if you're gonna bring a bucket of Popeyes. I fear the amount of toilet stops. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, guys, we'll see you guys. Have a good week. Adios.